All right. Welcome, one and all, to the Off the Rails Sports Podcast. I am your host, John. And if you could, hit that like and subscribe button. It means a lot to us. And here we try to figure out what's going on in the world of media and also in sports. And a pretty interesting weekend, to say the least. Let's start out with the British Open and how I was absolutely unequivocally wrong about Scotty Scheffler. Now they are putting him on the mountain like they did with Tiger. They are saying he's one of the greats. He has had a spectacular career so far. I do remember before we anoint him this great golfer, I remember Rory McIlroy started out of the gate really fast too. Then went 10 years between majors. Excuse me. And it was a spectacular weekend for Scotty. Shot every round in the 60s, 2 rounds without bogeys. Just just played like a boss. I didn't like him. I didn't think he was going to win because of the fescue greens that were a little slower. It didn't seem to matter to him at all. The guy just found his rhythm and he just dominated. He finished at 17 under, wins the $3.1 million prize. He is anointed the golfer of the year. He won 2 majors this year, the PGA. Harris English came in second, 13 under. Gotterup was third. Gotterup's had quite a 2 week period. Last week, he had not qualified for the British Open. He won the Scottish Open, beating Rory McIlroy down the stretch, and then he came in third here. Not bad. Also, yeah, we got a Wyndham Clark sighting somewhere. He came out of nowhere, shot a 65 on Sunday. I do not like Wyndham Clark. This guy is a Netflix series waiting to explode. He throws his clubs, he cusses, he does everything. The guy does not comport himself as a U.S. Open championship champion. He destroyed the locker at Oakmont. He's not allowed back there. At the end of the day, hey, it is what it is. Robert McIntyre, Matt Fitzpatrick were the biggest shows. Rory McIlroy came up there too. I will say this: Bryson DeChambeau started out with a opening round, 78, and boy, he really fired in the last 3 rounds. Little too much, little too late. He ended at 10 under, 9 under, excuse me. He was 8 back, but boy, what he could have done if he would have shot a 69 in the first round, 1 or 2 under. God, he could have been a threat. But kudos to Scotty Scheffler, champion golfer of the year, and now we head to the FedEx Cup and then we head to the Ryder Cup. I'm looking forward to it. I will tell you this: I'm a huge golf fan. I looked into the ticket pricing for the Ryder Cup. Jesus Christ, it was like $1,200 for a day. Like, really, at what point do you quit gouging out the eyes of the fans? I'm sure they're going to sell all the tickets. They're going to tell us how great it is. Blah 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 blah. Just a bunch of money hungry mother effers, as far as I'm concerned. All right. Talking about money hungry people, let's talk about the NFLPA. The Players Union ousted, well, he resigned, but let's call it what it was. He was one step ahead of the posse. Lloyd Howell the other day. Lloyd Howell, as a leader of this union, I do not understand how he became the leader of this union. He does not seem to have the players' best interest. If you remember when Roger Goodell floated the first time about let's go to an 18-game schedule, Lloyd Howell's first remark was, yeah, I want to see more football. Like, you need to say, F you, we are not doing that. You need to claw into them. DeMaurice Smith, D. Smith, was such a better union leader than this clown was. Then we find out, he had expenses. The union was clawing back on because he was going to strip clubs. This really does come out of a ruling by an arbiter in January that basically said the NFL colluded. There was no monetary damages awarded, but for some reason, the NFLPA did not expand upon this ruling. They closed it up. They agreed with the NFL to tamp it down. And I don't understand. This is literally the biggest baseball bat ever that you could club them over the head with. Get them into court on it. Now, there's rumors that the NFL was going to try and recoup the $12 million in legal fees. That's such bullshit. Not even going to happen. But maybe, Lloyd Howell. Oh, wait. Lloyd Howell was working for the Carlyle Group, which is interested and has been vetted and has been approved to buy a minority stake in a team. Wow. Minority stake in a team, you're a consultant, and also the head of the NFLPA. Gee, maybe if I play really nicely with the NFL and Roger, maybe we can get a team. Yeah, right. Well, JC Trotter, who we are not seeing very much of in the news, that's the number 2 guy. He resigned last night. Uh, they're both incompetent. They both are. And actually, all the NFLPA leadership should be gone because they condoned it. They circled around the wagon of Lloyd Howe last week and said, we got his back. Yeah, right. You don't have your players back. And let me tell you something. The players are never going to have a work stoppage because they're too goddamn stupid. The last CBA was a 10-year contract, and I remember seeing numbers that 400 members out of 1,700 did not vote. Like, wow. Put down the crack pipe, mother effer, and vote about the future of your union. You know the union would literally come to your door and hand you the ballot. Get you an envelope, you can put it in the mail. You could do it online. They still didn't do it. That's how lazy some of these son of a guns are. Oh, I'm only going to be in the league 3 years. What do I care? You know what? You should care about the next people, the next generation. That's what baseball did. They did work stoppages. They said F you. And I applaud them for that. All right. That's enough of my rant for that. We're going to be talking to Brian later today. Let's get into baseball. Weekend. Giants played the Blue Jays. Blue Jays still rolling, still looking really good. Win 8-6. Jose Barrios gets the win. Orioles beat the Rays 5-3. Rogers gets your win 3-1 with a 1.7. There actually is a little glimmer of hope in Baltimore. They're 44-54, 10 games under. Angels beat the Phillies, took this weekend series, pretty impressive. Soriano got the win. I've watched him 4 or 5 games. He's actually pitched very, very effectively this year for an Angel team that I don't even know what to tell you about. White Sox beat the Pirates 7-2. The Yankees beat the Braves 4-2. And there was an interesting thing going on with Jazz Chisholm. They were accusing him of relaying signs to his batter about what the pitcher was doing. The third base coach for the Braves, I believe his name is Perez, said, you better watch out. You don't know what's going to happen. Seems kind of interesting. MLB supposedly is looking into it. Yeah, I have no faith in that. No faith. Padres beat the Nationals 8-1. Pivetta gets the win. God, that guy was a monster pickup for the Padres. He is 10-2 with a 2.81 ERA. Mets beat the Reds 3-2. Diaz gets the win there. Royals beat the Marlins 7-4. The Guardians took down the Athletics 8-2. Williams gets the win 6-4, 3.54 ERA. Guardians, I just keep thinking they're going to get there, and they just don't seem quite to be able to do it. 48-50, 22-24 at home. They're 2 games under at home. God, go figure. Red Sox took the final game of the series with the Cubs. Oy vey. Crochet gets the win. This guy is definitely in the running with Skubal for the American League Cy Young. He's 11-4 with a 2.19 ERA. Twins beat the Rockies. Rockies are coming back down to earth 7-1. Ryan gets your win. He's 10-4. Astros took the Mariners down after that tough loss on Saturday 11-3. Ort got the win. Brewers won 10 in a row. They swept the Dodgers in Dodger Stadium 6-5. Quintana gets the win. He's 7-3 with a 3.4 ERA. Kudos to them. F the Dodgers. The Diamondbacks beat the Cardinals 5-3. Kelly gets the win. And finally, in the nightcap, which was a very entertaining game, the Detroit Tigers won behind Skubal 2-1. And that Skubal, man, I am telling you, that guy is just an animal. He doesn't want to come out. Like he said, my next pitch is better than the next guy's first pitch. Whoa, son of a gun. Yeah, very, very impressive. Actually, I was impressed by the Rangers the whole series. They took 2 out of 3. Easily could have swept this series. They are playing some very, very good baseball. Okay, if you could, Hit that like and subscribe. It means a lot to us, and we'll see you soon on Off the Rails Sports Podcast.